Today we're taking a look at this dog GPS tracker, and before I show you how to use it, I do want to go over just some of the features that this includes. So this comes in a super nice carrying case, so when it's not in use, it does stay protected. And then what you get with your tracker is the chargers. You get 2 chargers for both portions of this, and they are magnetic chargers, so they just stick on just like this, and they do only go on one way. You do also get this antenna for the best GPS signal. Just goes right on top here. It just screws right on. You get a little wrist attachment if you want to attach it to the bottom of the tracker so you can easily carry it around. And then you also get these straps. These straps are so you can strap it onto your dog's collar. So the way you're going to do that is to put this portion in the shell. It just snaps into place just like this. And then for their collar, you're going to place one end of the strap on, lay it across, and then it will just strap over the collar itself. And these are stretchy, so just like that. And then when you put it on your dog, you want this portion to be at the top of their neck, not under. So the first thing you want to do with this remote before you get started is to restart it. And they do give you that reset pin. The reason why you want to restart it is because when you don't use this for a long period of time, it enters a battery saving mode and it's not going to work as efficiently as it should. So just keep that in mind to restart it before you use it for the first time. To power it on, there is a button right here, just a long press and it will turn on. And then you're going to see that it says follow it with this little arrow. So you're going to do that same movement, and the reason you're doing that is to just get it calibrated. So it says GPS updating. You need to get it turned on. There is a power button on this portion as well. It's telling me that this is nearby, and we'll get into that more once we test out to see how the tracker really works. So the 2 features that the remote has is it has an LED light and it also has a alarm. The way you get there is to hold this center button until it brings up that menu, and you're going to navigate these 2 with the on and off button. So just short presses and it will go back and forth. For the LED, you can select it, and then what that is going to do, it's going to make this outer ring flash different lights. So if it's dark, you're going to be able to detect that light. And then it says voice, but what that sounds like is a beeping noise. So again, if it's dark and the tracker says that they're nearby, you can sound that alarm so you can follow the noise. And then to turn that off, just go back to the menu and reselect the voice option. So what we're gonna do to test it out is I'm gonna be putting it on this dog, and instead of him running off somewhere, I'm actually going to drive off and see if the GPS tracker stays in contact with the remote. Like I mentioned before, to get the best signal, make sure that this is on the top side of their neck, not the under. All right, so I have driven off into a field, and what this is telling me is that currently the GPS tracker is 1,295 feet behind me, which is correct because where I left from is that house there, and the dog is still in the fence. One thing about this tracker is you want to keep it horizontal, because if you have it upright, it will say, keep me horizontal. So now I'm going to show you what it looks like to lose connection between the screen and the tracker itself. So what we have here now is this red indicator, and it says last position 3,161 feet. That means that it lost connection in this area. The way you fix that is to get back to this area as quickly as you can, and if the dog is still in that area, it will turn green, letting you know that it is connected back to the GPS and you are around wherever your dog is at. So now that we've moved, we have a green light, and instead of saying last position, it says current, meaning that the dog is 980 feet straight ahead of me, which is accurate. He is going to be right up over the hill in the fenced-in yard. Another thing I want to show you is right now you see that it says the current is 75 feet away from me, and it just switched to nearby. Once it switches to nearby, that means that you should be able to see your dog. He is right there. So we're back with the dog that is wearing the tracker, and if you look way over here in the cornfield and on top of the hill is where we were at initially, and it was still able to track where he was at, giving us an accurate reading. That is because it's a straight shot and there's nothing in the way. If there's tree lines or buildings in the way, it will affect how the GPS signal is reading, and it may not be as accurate. So a really nice feature about this GPS tracker is that you do not need any signal in order for this to work. So if you are out hiking somewhere and your phone doesn't have any signal, this will still work. It relies on the connection between the remote and the GPS tracker itself. It doesn't rely on any cell towers or anything like that. Another super nice thing is the fact that this works right out of the box. You don't need to pay for any subscription fees or anything like that. Like I said, you can get it out, charge it up, and it's ready to go with no extra cost. So if you go on frequent hikes with your dog and they are off leash and you just want some extra protection on your dog so you know exactly where they're at, then I think you should consider this GPS tracker. You've seen firsthand that it does work. The readings are accurate. I received this one at no charge for the purpose of this review, and I hope this review helped you out.